So thanks very much for making time. We're trying out a new time to see what time works best for parents. So this is the first time we're doing a presentation at 1 o'clock. Yeah, let us know what you think about this time and if it's a good time. I always was, when I picked my daughter up from school, I waited in car and then I used to catch up on all the admin and all the other Facebook things, and it was Blackberries also. that those times, so it's a long time ago. For those of you that don't know me, I am Elise, and next to me, Karen is on the chat if you want to ask some questions. So we're sisters and we are in business. Yes, you heard me correctly. We are in business together and we love what we do and we do not fight. We have we're best friends. So we're very fortunate. And our passion, of course, is helping parents and helping kids to become the best they can be and to support parents. And we feel very strong about it because we are both parents and we both have kids with different challenges. Karen's got a child that's got severe ADHD. She's got an Asperger. She's got a very clever one that's very, very similar to my daughter. That's very hard on herself, which on its own had challenges again. So that's why our business is focused around helping parents and children. Now, this one specifically, this part of our business is I love it because I really would like to help children feel more successful and achieve more when they are in school and doing well. And I feel so passionate about it because when I was young, and Karen, we struggled. We were hard workers. We learned a lot. We worked hard, but we never ever achieved the academic results, if I can put it like that. We couldn't achieve it. And it actually had such an impact on our lives, even up till when I can remember when I was in varsity. I studied, guys. I studied so long and so hard. And then my friends would study the night before and they get like 80%, and I was just like 60. And I started to doubt myself and think I was dumb. So that came from a young age, and it only got better later on in life. But it was a struggle for me as a person, and I know for Karen to work hard, and you see all the kids doing so well, but you and not you. So maybe there's some of you that can relate to how it feels, and that's why we want to actually help our children to not go through that, through this, and to show them that it is possible for them to become or to be successful students. And it's okay for everyone not to be a student. But it's not to say if you are a B or a C student or a D student, you cannot become a C or a B student. And we didn't know it way back when. Remember, we were in school when it was still sub A and sub B. So we were in school way back when. So things were much different than it is today. Our children today are being they've got a bigger workload on them. The level of the work they are doing is much more higher than it was previously. So it's important for us to start teach our children skills in order for them to keep up with the demands that they are facing. And that's why we decided to do this masterclass on building brilliant minds, because yes, it's definitely possible to build brilliant minds, and we're gonna touch on some of the things that you as a parent can do. And then of course we've got a full course available that we do different aspects of all the skills children need. And we also travel, Karen and I travel, I'll tell you at the end when we will be in different areas where we do these courses with kids and their parents. So I wanted to touch on this. Let me just see why okay. So building brilliant minds, I thought it would be a good, if I tell you this, you're going to think, oh, but how is it possible? How can I make my child more clever? Because they work hard already. They study long hours, but still you're not getting the results. Now, this guy, Anders Ericsson, he actually passed away in 2020, but he was a Swedish psychologist and professor of psychology of the Florida State University. Now, he actually studied for more than 30 years to look at why some people exceptional in what they do and others, what do they do different than other people? You know, there's always those children, they're just good at sport, they're just good at music, they're just good at academic, at everything. So why are those people different? And you know what? At the end of the day, he said, after 30 years of doing research, he came to the conclusion that there's nothing special about those people. It's just their environment and what they were taught to reach their goals. So it doesn't matter. It's just practicing and doing what needs to be done, but in a different way. We all know that saying that you can't get better if you expect the same, a different result if you do the same thing over and over again. And this is exactly the same. So to teach our children to become better, we need to put three things in place. So there's three catalysts that we need to put in place. So we need them to, when we're going to teach them a new skill, to be actively engaged. So of course, to concentrate, to participate in learning this new skill. Then we're going to give them a challenge. So a challenge will be for them is teaching them a goal. What are we going to what is your goal? And then the deliberate practice is how are we going to break that goal into little pieces of small little goals in order to achieve it. So if I want to explain this to you, so we've got a tennis player and this person is very good with a forearm. So because he's very good in it, he feels comfortable. He does the same thing over and over and over again. But now when he wants to learn a new skill, say, for instance, a backhand, it's going to become more difficult because now he has to focus on different aspects and how to hold the racket. Is it a racket? Is that the African English word?
I think so. I think so.
It just felt like I'm doing direct translation at the moment. Tennis, I'll do it for the Afrikaans people. So the tennis racket. So in order for him to do it differently, he needs to set a goal. I'm going to do a backhand, and then breaking up that goal is how am I going to do it? So there's going to be somebody correcting the person all the way in showing them how to do it. And that is what we do. I'll talk about it at the end, is what we do at our centers, is practicing, deliberate practice in teaching children to become to do this new skills on a way that it's becoming a habit. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this, but the other night I did a presentation talking about the critical skills children from grade 4 needs to become independent learners. So most of these factors, that the points here is part of our module in our online course that we practice, that we have. But I'm going to touch on reading skills today. We're going to look at how you can improve your comprehensive reading skills. In our course, I just want to mention, we do all this critical time management, organization, note taking, everything. But today I want to teach you how to develop skills when your child goes into class. So the first thing where learning takes place is active listening. How can you teach your child to start to practice that? How can you start to teach your child to start making notes and why it's important? And then I'm going to teach you or show you how to measure your child's reading comprehension level, because that's very important, and a lot of kids struggle. And we're also going to give you a questionnaire that you can sit afterwards with your child and check more with them, look at all the skills that I've named here, and then see if your child can do them or if they can't. If they can't, then it shows you it's something that we need to work on. Luckily, all skills are practiced. We are not born with them. Somebody must teach it to us, to our kids. Now, this one is important, guys. So I always ask children, when you go to school, when you think learning takes place, the first time when he goes into a class. So first time learning takes place is when he sits in a class and he needs to listen to the teacher. And we've got challenges there. You know, we've got our kids, they love certain subjects that they love. It's easier for them to look at the teacher, and then also to be engaged because they find the topic interesting. But it's very difficult for a child that struggles with a certain subject, that doesn't find the teacher engaging. That's just, I don't like school overall, because we do get those ones. As I think most of the kids don't like school, and then it's so difficult for them to stay engaged in the class. But we can teach them what to listen out for, combined with start making notes to keep them more engaged. So why is active listening so important? If they don't have good listening comprehension. So listening comprehension is to have a very good understanding of what was taught in the class today, and they can basically recall or retell what was taught in the class today. So if they struggle with that, they're going to struggle with the reading comprehension as well. So it's like a spinning wheel. If the one is not good, the other, they struggle with the reading comprehension, and then they struggle to recall what they did in the class, and then they fall behind. So there's the other one, the frustrations and low self-esteem. So now they start to feel bad. You remember what I said, how I felt as a child. I start to think I'm stupid. I can't remember everything. They get frustrated. They always last. So it's a problem, this active listening skills. And then, of course, the academic performance falls behind because maybe they didn't hear what they needed to do for tomorrow, or what they need to bring. And it's like a snowball effect that is happening. I'm going through this quickly, guys. I don't want to be too long, but you're going to get access to the 5 modules of our course. But this is what they struggle. So how can we improve that? So this is what I tell teachers, parents and teachers. So first of all, you need to tell your child, to teach them that there's a difference between hearing and listening. So they need to understand, when I hear, I only hear the teacher's mouth is open and close, but he only hears sound. There's no real comprehension, or they don't really comprehend what is being said in the class. Remember, now we're taking in all these factors: the boring teacher, the funny teacher, the subject they hate, the subject they love. All these factors plays a role. But it's important for you as a parent to teach your child that, yes, we understand all those things, but unfortunately, you have to go through it. And you can make it better by being engaged in the classroom, because afterwards you're going to remember so much more, which means you're going to finish your homework so much quicker, which means you're going to have more playtime. So that's not something, there's no magic bullet or wand or anything that we can wave in the air. It's life. And sometimes it's important for us to be brutally honest with our kids and tell them this is how it is, but this is how you can make it better. So hearing, you must tell them, hearing is when the teacher is in the class and you see the mouth opens and blah, 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 but your child is thinking of rugby or tennis, netball, the parties, going the weekend or whatever. Anything except what is happening in the classroom. The negative is he's not going to know what's going on in the class. You remember my previous slide? He's going to get frustrated. He's going to fall behind. His academic performance is going to lack. So explain it to them. So listening is when your child actually tries to listen to the teacher, think about what the teacher is saying. And I always tell them, start to practice to, if they hear something or what is being discussed, think about it and start to visualize it. Start to, if you can relate to anything, say, for instance, I talk about different sea life or whatever, think about how it smells at the sea. Think about how the air smells different. So start using and thinking about your senses. So the moment they do that, when they start to listen and using all of these senses, they're going to be able to recall information better. Now, maybe you can put in the chat quickly for me. Whom of you children, if you pick them up from school, what did you do today, John, in school? Nothing. I just want to see quickly. If there's other people there, that's children, just let me just see quickly. Do they do nothing? Type in dogs or nothing for me, or just to give me a thumb. I want to see if there's, yeah, Ilse, that's right, yeah. They do nothing at school, guys. It's a big surprise. Nothing the whole day, me? So yes, we all do it. How was your school day? No, great. What did you do? Nothing. And then we go on. So part of your responsibility now as parent, and you tell them that you're going to ask them, is you're going to ask them, what did you do in social science today? So now we are forcing them to tell you, and they have to go now back using their brain, gray matter, and think about what was taught in the class today. But you have to tell them, listen, Johan, I'm going to ask you this. So this is what is hearing, this is what is listening. I want you from now on in class to start listening to the teacher, use your senses, think in images, because I'm going to ask you this afternoon, what did you do in social science? What did you do in natural science? Whatever. If they can just tell you something, because that's how we start to practice them. We can't throw this at them and expect them to be masters at it. So it's small little steps that we are starting to condition them into, okay, my mom is going to ask me what had happened. And then you can ask them more questions about, okay, say for instance, they did talk about different sea life. She also had a different sea life. So what can you tell me? Is there a sea life that likes more colder water or more warmer water? So it's all about being more engaged as a parent. And I know we all not altyd lus vir it. I know I feel your pain, Karen. You feel their pain. We feel your pain. But I want to say to you, I don't know how old your kids are. But the younger we start to instill and teach them these skills, the quicker they are going to become 100% independent. So you can then really start to sit back, because the more they practice certain things, the more it becomes a habit. Okay, so listening, that's the one thing that you're going to, from now on, work with them. Tell them, if you drop them at school, what you're going to do, I'm going to listen, and I'm going to ask you this afternoon, what did you learn in whatever the subject is? Be more engaged and ask more broader the questions than just what they can tell you. So that is how we teach them active listening skills. And you know what? If we don't tell our kids this, they don't know it. But now they're going to know it, and now they're going to be more aware of it. Okay. So together with listening skills is note-taking skills. So these two go hand in hand. Now, I can remember I only started making notes when I was in varsity. So that's the first time that I started listening to what are they called? A professor or a docent? I don't know what the lecturer. So that's the first time where I actually had to listen and then also start making notes. nobody ever taught us from a young age how to do it. I don't know if there's some of you guys that already does this, but it's I've hardly ever met someone that teach their children from grade 4 on to start making notes. And then we also start with the notes that we make is not on a very high level where it's like a summary of what you say, because now it's going to be difficult because they have to teach to listen with comprehension and be more engaged and comprehend. Now they have to write what's going on. So now it's a few things happening together. They have to keep up because remember the teacher is going on and on and on. But we can start teaching them on a small level, and I'm going to show you how you can teach them to start making notes, and it's going to help them with listening and staying attentive in class. So in most schools, they don't allow kids to make notes in the books. Some allow them to make notes with a little pencil. I teach in our course, I tell the kids to buy like a little, like a little small notebook that you can rip off the page. And then there's like a template. So what they do is say they are in social science, they write the subject, date, and page number. So subject is social science, it's today's date, and we are on page number 18. And I'm going to tell you now what you can help them listen out for, start making notes, and why we do that. But to start making notes can help them to enhance comprehension because they have to think about it more. I hope it makes sense for you guys. I have to think about it. It's not like the noise is coming in and it goes out. They have to comprehend and listen out. It enhances their memory so they can recall what was said. It provides a reference. So this is also something I teach children to make a note of what teacher is saying. Like, for instance, I'm going to ask you this in a test for you. I'm going to show you now. Clarifying key concepts, and of course, then improve focus and concentration. So what I teach them when I go in, I tell the kids, okay, touch you. What's this? Take your hand and please touch here. And tell me, what is this? This is not like ornaments. This is ears. It's for listening. The other thing that you always have in your hand is like a pencil. So this is your weapon. So from now on in your class, your ears are switched on. You listen to the teacher. You're going to use all of your senses. I'm going to give you now the tips they can listen out for, especially when they start. Your pen is in your hand. Your notebook is ready. Okay? I hope it makes sense so far. If there's any questions, you can type in so long. We're almost at the end. And then how to make notes in a class. So now we can't tell them to start really making notes of the content. It's going to be too difficult. So we have to start on a basic level with our children. So first of all, which is the easiest, is tell them you're going to listen out for things that your children or that your teacher says work that's important. So you mark it down in B. What's now what's here? Yeah, very very important. So they listen out for what is important. Now, I want to tell you, I've got so many teachers that did our full course with their kids, and all of them tell me, we never tell the children, listen, now, Johan, make a note. This is very important. I'm going to ask this in the in the test. Remember, write this down. They don't do it. It's like a normal conversation that they have in teaching, and they just go on. So the ears must be switched on. So I tell them, what's important? How many facts do you have to remember? Say there's 10 facts, but the teacher says, you only need to know 5. You need to know the image, and you need to know or make notes together with, give the process of photosynthesis. I couldn't say S when I was young. I still struggle. But anyway, what's the facts? What can you exclude? This they love. What can you read through? What can you leave out? And then I tell them, how bad are you going to feel when there was like 3 pages you could have left out and you didn't hear it, or you didn't listen in the class, and now you studied for it. You wasted your time. So we need to bring it down on their level so that they can understand what's the benefit for them in starting to do that, because then they're going to be more eager. Because what's the definitions? No definitions. Know the steps. Know the, anything that's being expressed in the class. But this is something that you have to tell your children, and you tell them every day. So now, from now on in the morning, it's going to be switch on your ears, put your pen in the hand, listen out in the class. What's important? What do you need to know? What definitions? And then you as a parent are going to ask them, what did you learn? You see how everything starts to come together? You can teach them, if they can't keep up, make little arrows, little arrows, use some abbreviations. If it's 2 factors, use a plus in between. They don't have to write out all the work. Bullets they can use for information that's not really they don't need to be a follow sequence, but 1, 2, 3, 4 can be like for using a sequence. So we start on a low level, and then it will look like something like this. So on the left hand side, so this is an example. So on the left hand side will be like, though at natural science, it was 1st of July. It was page 18 to 22. What was important in the class? So the teacher said we need to know the definition, the types of habitats, and explain each of them. Different components, read only, the interdependence part. So read only, I always tell them, read only means read over and forget about it. Move on. It's only for information, and then leave out. So this is what your note will look at. Now, what happens later on, and I'm not going to do it now because it forms part of the next steps when I teach children what to do when you get from home. But that information, that information that was in your notes for today, when we start to learn and make summaries and start to use memory techniques, it's very important because we're going to use that information. Those information that they listen to, and we're going to put it on our learning template that says, what must I know? So there I've written remember, this is just for my teaching examples, but we know they need to know the types of habit, the definition of habitats. I hope it makes sense. Let me know if you guys are still with me. So that's why it's important. Now, after that, we go home, and now we have to go and look at reading comprehension. Now, this is what I'm going to give you you're going to get access to our full course, where there's some more information and benefits about reading comprehension. But what I want to do is I want to ask you to go and do this exercise. Now, this is grade 4 work. Don't worry about if it's grade 4. If your child's older, just use a different piece of their work. But what I want you to do is give them a piece work and ask them to read it through. That's the only thing you're going to do. Just giving them a piece and then ask them to read it through for you. And if they finish, you're going to ask them, okay, so tell me, what did you read? Now, I want to tell you, I do this for more than 11 years. Most children can just say something about, this is about farming in South Africa. They can tell me something about a farmer that farms and there's some pumpkin somewhere. Then I go and I ask him, okay, but did you understand everything? Yes, I did. Then I asked him, okay, explain to me, what is a subsistence farmer? And then all of a sudden, it's like, they go blank. And then I maybe asked him, okay, so tell me, what does the word profit mean? And then it's like, and then I tell him, but okay, you just told me you understand everything. And that's the problem. Our children don't read with comprehension, same as listening. So they read the words. They read the words. And they don't comprehend or think about what they are reading. And that's why they can't recall this. So if you do this exercise, it's going to give you an idea of your child's reading comprehension. So you can use anything that any subject. This is just my example that I use. Because I want to show on even a lower level how children struggle. So if we then know our kids struggle with reading comprehension, now we can go further and teach them how to, when they start to study, improve their reading comprehension. So that forms the next step of our course, where I teach children it's my 4-step formula, where I teach them how I'd firstly identify and realize for themselves that they don't really actually understand what they are reading, and then how to improve it, what's the next steps, and then from there getting keywords, and then memory techniques and summary techniques. Now, there's 3 types of children that I get. So I get the readers. They read, and read some more. And then I ask them, okay, can you remember everything now? Because they try to remember everything like a papagayo, a parrot. Okay, so it's the parrots. Then I've got the writers. So they write the book over. They write everything. They don't leave a word even out. And we get children that try to make summaries, but they still write basically, it's still too much. But at least they try. So it's the writers. And then I get the children that waits for mom and dad to get home. That's waiting for them. I don't know if you want to maybe type, which ones are you? Which ones are you? What type of, what's your child? Is he a writer? Is he a one that's reading? The boys is usually the readers, because they don't want to write. And then we get the kids that they wait for mom and dad to get home. So I'm going to give this to, we're going to send off, it will be tomorrow. We'll send you the recordings. Can I just ask if you can just type in here for me, the people that is on here, Gordon? We had a competition for one person to win a full course, if you are live on. But if you can just all just, I know there's now Ilse and Jacqueline. If you can just let me know if you guys are Afrikaans or English. Ja, Ilse, wait for mom. After spending hours of making her own notes look pretty. Ach, yeah. No, yeah. That's what I always, let me teach you this quickly also. When they go to do homework, né? It's for homework and for learning. Homework is different than learning for a test, an example. Take them, they take out only what they need for that subject. So it's only the workbook and the summary book or whatever they're going to do. All the other stuff is off the table. It's off from the I'm going to say from the lessonar. That's now slang. I don't know. Off from the table, it's gone. The cell phone is in the fridge. They always laugh when I tell them the phone is in the fridge for that 20 minutes that they decide they're going to do homework. And then also, especially the girls that love highlighters and colors and everything, you tell them, we're going to use 1 pen and 1 highlighter, maybe give them 2, because they waste so much time looking for the right color purple or the right color blue. They waste time, but remember again, they don't know it. Okay, so we have to point these things out for them. Okay, just want to see. Okay, Ilse, so Estelle Afrikaans, why I'm asking is the person that wins the
agents. Estelle, is it Estelle our agent?
I don't know if it's Estelle our agent. But Ilse Afrikaans. What I'm asking is, my Afrikaans online course is ready to go. My English, I just need to type a last few, record the last few of my lessons. Okay, but I've got it there. Okay, so we're going to send you, I'm going to send you this exercise, or you can do it with your own, because
I want to do the draw.
Oh, Karen gaan die draw nou doen. I just want to finish my presentation, Karen. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what we do in our whole full course and why it's different. We've developed a roadmap for your child. So when your child goes home and not homework activities, he's going to start planning to do what they did in class each and every day. They're going to start to teach to do that. And that's what we do at our hub as well. Remember, I talk about the last part where we do mini goals, and you've got a coach that needs to keep you on track. That's what we do at our hub. But our full course includes teaching children a whole process of studying. From I get home, what's the first step I do? We teach them different types of overview techniques, how to read with comprehension. We do that listening, we do that, you're going to get that the more information in the full course. We teach them how to identify the correct keywords, not guess the keywords, the correct keywords. And if they have the correct keywords, they know exactly what to write. We teach them after that how to organize their work, how to make sense of their work, how to ask themselves questions. So they're going to be more engaged in their learning process and not just going through the motions. They're going to start thinking, building a framework, and then we teach them memory techniques. There's 5 types of memory techniques we teach them. And I do that because I do that first before I do a summary, because I want the child to start thinking about the work that is done. So by the time he writes or make his summary, it's actually revision for the first time. Karen, okay.
Yes, there's the instructions.
Oh, I just want to show you, I got some instructions because Karen have to go and pick up a child from the school. Then I do the memory techniques, then I show them from the summary techniques, how to check and review. And then we've got a big part where we teach them how to use goal setting, how to start managing their time. You know, there's lots of time to do things, how to start managing their time using the time management matrix, how to start plan, and how to start being a more organized student. Everything on their level. So this course is for grade 4 up until grade 8, I would say grade 9. It's relevant for. So guys, this is a sneak peek of what we do. So there's nice 3 new skills you can teach your children, and then we will be in Hartenbos now this week on the 19th of August. If some of you guys are there. In September, we're in Hillcrest in Pretoria, in Durban, sorry. And then the 23rd in September in Botswana. I know there was people that said they are here from Pretoria. We've got a date. I just have to confirm, Ilse, with our people there. Otherwise, like I said, the course is online and maybe you win it. Nee? So you never know. Can I ask you... Karen says here, we wanted to do the draw. She's got like a little thingy. Can I ask you? She says, I'll read it here, guys. She says, laat hulle telenommer gee, dan doen ek die draw, we'll do it live, en neem af dat hulle kan sien ons het nie gekroek nie. Okay, so we don't want to crook you guys. We've got like a thing. So if you give us, just type in the guys that want to have a chance at winning the full course, just type in your telephone number quickly. We'll do the recording of the draw so that you can see we didn't crook for whoever won. And then tomorrow I will send the rest of the material and the first 5 modules of the course for you. Okay, is there anyone that wants to ask a question? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you learn? Was there something different? Did we teach you something that you didn't know? Or did you know it already? Okay, it's a great pleasure. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ilse, Estelle, Jacqueline, you guys. I've got your numbers here. It will be on. We'll let you know. Now, if Gordon comes back, we'll do the recording that we don't crook. We don't want to crook. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks again for coming. We'll let you know. And yeah, look, you keep on watching our page. Just keep on. We've got often we've got some free workshops and stuff going on. All right. Okay. See you guys. Have a great afternoon. Bye.